Another Steve to this conversation.
Yeah, just how important are skilled immigrants to H-1B visas to the U.S. economy? Let's ask Steve Odland, President and CEO of the Conference Board and a CNBC contributor. Steve, thanks for joining us. I did a story about this, I don't know, maybe a year ago, and I calculated the following, that if there was an Austrian clerk who, let's say he was educated in the United States, and he had a nascent theory about this thing called relativity, he would have a 1 in 6 chance of getting a visa to come to the country. So where are we now in terms of getting the best and the brightest into this country?
Well, I think you have to go back to where you started this segment, which is let's look at the fundamentals. U.S. deaths, so the number of people dying in this country will soon outnumber the number of births. I think we're at that juncture right now. So the only way that you're going to grow population is through immigration. You need population growth in order to grow consumption and in order to grow the base. Okay, then you go to workers. The number is 10,000 boomers, baby boomers retiring every single day. You're right, the number is 4 million per year. So then you layer on that skill shortages. We've got severe skill shortages in most of the STEM areas, trades, and so forth. You add all that up, and we need about 6 million people immigrating into this country every year for the next 10 years or so. And then you look at H-1B visas, which are the source of skilled labor, and we're limiting that to 85,000 people. So a tiny fraction of the number that we need. So we need, in order to make the labor force as our top goal, we need to expand immigration. We need to expand.
Steve, I'll take the other side of some of this stuff here. One of the criticisms that was levied in the back and forth on the tweets was that Musk is advertising for jobs that pay $70,000 a year. That's not the top 0.1%. Those are jobs that you would think at $70,000 are not that highly skilled and could be filled by Americans.
They can't be filled by Americans because they're not being filled by Americans. We've got these skill shortages. They can't fill these jobs. This isn't an either or. We need jobs at every single level. So yes, we do need some unskilled immigration, but we need skilled immigration. I mean, it's all over the place, Steve, as you know, by looking at the numbers. So the system's broken. You know, they tried to fix this in the Bush 43. They didn't get it done. You know, you had 9/11 intercede, you know, all of that. But multiple times over the years, they've come at this. I think that they're conflating. I think the political issues that you talked about are conflating the unchecked southern border issues with the need for controlled immigration. We need immigration. It's really, really important. I mean, you have 20% of the students at most of our elite universities who come from international. And so we're educating the rest of the world, but we're not letting them stay here and deploy those degrees in our country when we need those skills. So it's clear we got to get beyond the politics and we've got to get this fixed.
Well, it's all politics. On that, I was going to ask Steve, what are the proposals that are actually on the table, as far as you know, and what might really happen on this?
Well, first of all, you got to get rid of this, you know, this stuff with the southern border, all that, because it's just confusing, the whole thing. But CEOs are aligned on trying to staple a visa to every diploma of someone who is not a citizen. Right. Stay here, allowing people to self-nominate rather than having to go through the countries, allowing people to come in and bring investment capital in, you know, if they have it, and so forth, allowing not to have limits by country or by nationality or by gender or any other measure. Look at it in terms of who's coming here, what skill sets. Check it. I mean, do the background check. Yeah. Make sure that we're not importing, you know, criminals, but get the skills that we need.